car, a normal house, a normal girlfriend. I didn't want none of that. I was like, no, 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 no. There's dudes out here that have the best. Why do they deserve the best and I don't deserve the best? I really believe that. And this is something I've always had inside me. I just didn't understand why I couldn't have the best stuff.
The wealthy upbringing. We come from a very poor upbringing. We moved to England. We were in a homeless shelter for the first year as we were trying to find council housing and a single mother council estate. Yeah. Every excuse everyone else has got to be a criminal asshole, and I'm not. Yeah. So, and people go, oh, well, you're lucky you could kickbox. Getting up and running to this gym because my mom didn't have a car and couldn't afford the bus, and running 4 miles, training, then running 4 miles home is not luck. You could have done that and didn't want to. So, people may meet barriers, but if you genuinely apply yourself.
Nobody, absolutely nobody, gives a fuck about you as much as you're going to have to give a fuck about yourself. Nobody cares about you as much as they need to care to fix your life. Even your parents, even your friends, even all the people who think they care about you. They care about you. Yeah, sure. There may be 2 or 3 people on the planet who genuinely care about you. But nobody is going to come to your bed, drag you out of bed, drag you to a job, force you to work hard, go and get you a hot bit and go and buy you a Ferrari. Nobody is going to do that for you. You are never going to have any of the things you want if you do not get them yourself. Nobody cares about you enough to do it for you. This is absolutely true.
Because when you've come from the absolute bottom to the absolute top, and you've done it all off of your own back, and hard work and dedication, and never missing a day, the only shortcut to life is to never miss a day. 1, because of compounding interest, and 2, because sometimes you get lucky. And you'll never miss a lucky day if you try every day. If you don't try every day, you might miss your lucky day. And that's what people don't understand. If you never miss a day and you never don't try and you're always on time, was I late today? No, on time. And you try and improve every aspect of your life and you're a professional and you try and make sure that you analyze your decisions, you give yourself feedback, you don't make mistakes, you're not lazy. If you try and you make it to the top, you end up elitist because you look at the people down below and you're like, well, why didn't you try? I did. Oh, I did too. No, you didn't. That's a lie. We were very, very poor. Me, my mother, and my brother, when we moved to England, we grew up in a homeless hostel. So I grew up at the very end of the socioeconomic ladder. I had a worse start than 99% of people. But I lived my life when I was poor, furious at the fact I was poor. Because my ego, and I'll be honest, my ego is at a point where I didn't understand how other people can afford Ferraris and I can't. I would be 18, walk into college, and a Ferrari would drive past, and it would ruin my week. And everyone would be like, what's wrong with you? I'd be like, don't you see, this fat fuck can buy a Ferrari and I can't. Why? He's not a better man. He's not a better person than me. I'm just as good as him, if not better. I couldn't stand the fact that there are people who could do things I couldn't. So this gave me unlimited motivation to get rich. Now I found a way to get rich, and I believe that anyone who really, really, truly wants to get rich will get rich, one way or another. I always knew the answer to everything is raw action. Yeah. The answer to everything has always been raw action. My dad had a tweet about this. He said that raw action solves all. And he used to say this. I'll give you an example. If you're a farmer and you need rain for your crop and there's no rain, you can sit there and say there's no rain, we're all going to starve. Or you can stand up and do a rain dance. Now, will your rain dance work? Perhaps not. Perhaps the rain won't come. But I would argue that you're better off standing up doing that rain dance than just sitting there waiting to die. You have to do something. Raw action solves. So when I was broke, I was never like, I'm poor. What do I do? It was, I'm poor. I have to do something. If I was broke, I'd go for a run. That's why I was such a great fighter. If I was broke, I'd sit there and go, I'm actually poor. How do I make money? Don't know. Where can I get some cash? Don't know. What work can I do? Don't know. I'll just go for a run then. And I just go for a 3-mile run.
And you just sit there and realize, I have a few years of consciousness, and even less than that, I have a few short years as a young man, because age will damage you. I mean, you're a millionaire in your 60s, not nearly as good as being a millionaire at my age. I became a millionaire at 28. So you need to realize you've got a few short years as a young man, you're wasting it.
What's the definition of a loser?
I think the universe is absolutely and utterly giving. I've never seen anybody dedicate themselves to something completely and fail. I've never seen somebody eat right, go to the gym every day, train really hard, and not be pushing. I've literally never seen it. The universe is extremely giving. If you actually try and you actually want it, and you're actually not making excuses, lying, talking shit, you're going to get what you want. So when I see people who don't have what they want, I consider them losers. And this may be elitist. I understand that. But if I put myself through endless pain to end up where I am, it's very hard for me to have sympathy on the man who's free pain. You're avoiding pain. I've been through endless. I now have everything I've ever desired. You have none of them. Am I supposed to feel sorry for you? Way out. Am I supposed to look at you and go, oh, poor dude? No. You were a fucking coward. You didn't go through the shit I went through. You didn't put it on the line. So you deserve your substandard reality. That's what you deserve. You're a fucking loser. Because if you actually wanted it and you actually tried, you'd have it. You could have anything you want. Universe is super giving. You want a fucking Ferrari, you can have it. You want that bitch, you can have her. You can have anything you want on the planet. There's not a girl I look at that I want that I can't have. Not one. That's my reality. There's not a car I can't have. There's not a house I can't buy. If I want to go to a yacht, if I want to go to Antarctica, there's nothing I can't have. Man, because I've decided to become this man. It's the same for absolutely every single one of you at home. If you want it, you can have it. If you're sitting there saying, oh, but I tried my best and I still didn't get it, you're lying. Didn't try it. That is a fucking lie. The universe gives it to everybody who genuinely tries.
So what's the main thing that you want to get across to the world?
Our main message is to resist the slave market. That's the
Right.
time. To understand that every single thing we're being told has a legend behind it. So, you examine every strongly held belief you have and find where it comes from and find about it. I sit and argue with people, I discuss things with people, and they so fervently believe a point. I say, why do you believe that so much? Like, do you have personal experience? No, but I saw the news. Why do you believe? The news told you X, and now you are desperate. You will sit here for hours arguing that point. A lot of people are completely empty vessels ready to be programmed. And I try and tell people, listen, just stop for a second and understand that things they're telling you to believe are not necessarily the people who make the rules don't make the rules for the benefit of everybody. The benefit of people who make the rules. So telling people to resist the slave mind and just be critical thinkers, keep their brain open, pay attention to things, be perspicacious. That's the general theme. And it doesn't matter whether you're left, right, liberal, man, woman, etc. It's just think for yourself. I always knew the answer to everything is raw action.
Yeah.
The answer to everything has always been raw action. My dad had a tweet about this. He said that raw action solves all. And he used to say this. I'll give you an example. If you're a farmer and you need rain for your crop and there's no rain, you can sit there and say there's no rain, we're all going to starve. Or you can stand up and do a rain dance. Now, will your rain dance work? Perhaps not. Perhaps the rain won't come. But I would argue that you're better off standing up doing that rain dance than just sitting there waiting to die. You have to do something. Raw action solves. So when I was broke, I was never like, I'm poor, what do I do? It was, I'm poor, I have to do something.
Wix gives you the freedom to tell your story.
Look. Go get the album, man. Look, I know they talking shit, that's why I'm living with a stick. I'm like a pick the way I'm scouting for the bitch. Regardless what you did, dog, I ain't never switch. All about my chick, just keep your hands about my dick. I don't even trip, cause I know no one told you. Sloppy with the trick, cause I do it how the pros. I can put you on, come on, baby, lift up and watch daddy, he gon' show you, dog. This rap shit be regular, fuck niggas. I don't see competitors, we ain't the same. Cause I be letting her, and I know your type. Why you sweating her? Acting just like Nicky, all these niggas trying to find me, but that tough talk is timey shit, bet it up. We can knuckle up. It's really what you want to do, shit. I could grab that thing and make a double dutch. Shout out Buddha Evie, he just doubled up. Type of shit I'm trying to see my youngest coming up. Still ain't heard about Evie, been I fuck with us. Don't let me lock eyes with your bitch, I'ma fuck it up. I don't lie to my bitch, she gon' help me come. I told you little niggas, I'm the chosen one. I'ma show you little niggas how it's really done. Peak game, little brody, but I make them fall in love. Look, I know they talking shit, that's why I'm limping with a stick. Something like a pick the way I'm scouting for the bitch. Regardless what you did, dog, I ain't never switch. All about my shit, just keep your hands up on my dick. I don't even trip, cause I know no one showed you. Sloppy with the drip, cause I do it how to pro. I can put you on, come on, baby, lift up and watch daddy, he gon' show you. Watch daddy, he gon' show you. I can talk shit real nice and sell dope too. Every time you swipe your card, it never go through. Nobody answer when I call. I've been the Pro Tools. I might die if I don't got it. That's why I tote tools. That's why I tote blicks. I like to smoke shit. When I get the M, I'ma flip it. I won't post pics. The hoes let her say that I'm tripping because I don't shit. Used to stack the tickets, stand on the business, get off the first shit. Every time my phone ring, it make me crack a smile. What you mean I be put up? I'm out in traffic now. Then I pull up on me playing, I'll pack you down. I gotta keep like 5,000 just to rack around. I gotta keep a nickel just to speak. My kids think I'm rich, so it cost me a ticket just to eat. It's hard to stack a 50 when you been spending 10 a week. I ain't had no 100 hits, so I told Twin to sit up free. Look, I know they talking shit, that's why I'm lipping with a stick. Something like a pimp the way I'm scouting for the bitch. Regardless what you did, dog, I ain't never switch. All about my shit, just keep your hands up on my dick. I don't even trip, cause I know no one showed you. Sloppy with the drip, cause I do it.
Yo, 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 yo. What's good? What's good? What's good? Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday, man. It's your boy Suave Flex with the Splash Brothers, man. I appreciate each and every one of y'all for tuning in tonight because, again, y'all could literally be doing anything, and y'all chose to be here tonight and learn exactly what the markets are doing and how Sundays from the next what the end of the week, Friday here, and how it's playing out. Okay. So again, this is an outlook call. We do not call trades out right now. All right, just a little disclaimer right there. We are not calling out trades. We are doing an outlook call, okay? So we're predicting what the market could possibly do, okay? Now, if you don't know, I start all my calls like this. If you don't know what the orange lines, these are going to be our quarter levels, okay? Our quarter levels exactly where we're looking at. So from 33.25, we'll just start there, okay? To 33.50, all right? That's $25, all right? Now, with that $25, that is 25 pips, okay? Or I'm sorry, 250 pips, okay? 250 pips in a standard lot is $250. Or I'm sorry, yes, in a standard lot, okay? Standard lot is 2,500, okay? Micro, mini. Yeah, micro. And then micro, you'll have 250. Mini, you'll have at least $25 there. Okay. So that's a 0.01, $25, a 0.10, you'll have $250, and then a 1.00, you'll have $2,500. Okay. So again, we seen what last week happened. Honestly, market was really unpredictable. It was crazy last week for me at least. I'm going to be very honest and very transparent. But then we caught some trades. Joe sent out some trades. I got my money back. Not only that, made some profit as well. Okay, so we're keeping this in a profit momentum. Okay, and this is trading. This happens. Okay, y'all. It's not all sunshines and rainbows. If you think that you're not going to lose, and we'll think again. Okay, because it happens, especially if you're trading with a stop loss. If you have your stop loss, there, then it's going to be okay because, you know, whether it's going to hit or not, you're going to make money or lose money. Okay. But again, you got to be confident in these trades. So that's what we're here to do. We're here to give y'all an outlook call. I want y'all to know that tonight I might even be looking out trades. Okay. So I'm looking 4 hours straight, 4 hour. Okay. We're going to go 4 hour looking at the markup. We're going to find the trend. Okay. Right now we see that it's what? It shot up. Gold opened up tremendously, touched that quarter level of 33.75. I think it barely tapped it, like barely, not even touching 33.75, but tapping that quarter level and then staying below and then shooting down and retesting in this area that I already knew, man. I'm gonna be honest. I already knew this was about to happen just for the retest area. This is a retest. Now, if we get a retest to 33.50, perfect. If I see anything below 33.50, let's grab this bad boy. If I see anything below 33.50, I might want to start looking at the sell bias, okay? But it did exactly what I assumed earlier today before I was playing the game and everything. But before I got on this call, I'm like, looking at it, I'm like, this is what's going to happen. This is how it's going to move, and this is what we're going to be looking for. This is what I'm going to talk about on the call, okay? So you see from left to right, okay? I'm going to talk very slow, all right? Because I feel like I'm talking fast. From left to right. You see this green line that I marked up, all right? We can go a little bit higher even, all right? Right there where it really was just, are all these touches right there, where it really was just smacking that area. Boom, boom, boom. And then it broke. And what did it do? It's retesting that left to right area. Okay. So always look left. See where that market's going. You see that it might even come down over here and test this area. If we look over here, what's going to happen? And I was going to even say this too. This is another golden zone that I want to watch too, right here. It might even retest right here. Wipe some, like, scare some of these traders out. I would say like more like in this area. Okay. So what we could see potentially, all right, I'm going to start doing this markup now. Potentially, seeing this downtrend if we, again, if we're looking from left to right, okay? Here, I'm gonna see what I'm gonna see. I'm gonna mark it up. Let's see. We'll go. Shit. Excuse my language. We'll go right here. We're watching all this area. And then the way I'm going to look and enter for the market is the hour chart. Okay. So we see that it's about to close at 10 o'clock, which again, the new 4 hour chart's going to open. So we'll know, like, okay, we could watch this area. Even if it stays above the green line. I'm not looking, that's not a quarter level, okay? Because I told Joe, I was talking to Joe earlier, that I'm gonna trade the way that we were trading before. I was scalping, these past couple of weeks, but I'm gonna trade to catch that for sure 100 to 250 pips. That for sure trade. Some is gonna hit, some is not. Okay, that's just the game. Again, that's the game of trading. And honestly, I'm looking for smart trades. We're gonna look for these trades that will hit 98% of the time. That 2% is going to be where, market is liquidating or something. Something's happening in the market, okay? 98. I say 99.1. We'll just say 1%. But anyways, getting back to it, we're going 4 hour, okay? I'm looking for the trend. I see right now we're going down, okay? Now again, it's Sunday. Anything can happen. Now we can look at the hour chart. We can see something like this. This is perfect. Great example right here, okay? If I see that anywhere in this area, what do you think I'm gonna do? I'm gonna buy. Okay. I'm gonna want to look for buys at least. My buy bias would be like, okay. But then again, we're in that quarter level. We're watching 3350. Okay. We're watching this 3350 area where it can break below and touch this 3341. This another great area. Again, if we look to the hour chart, what did I say? Look at that. Look how good that is. It broke through. So we could even see consolidation and break through and then go even more under, okay? Where it comes down to this area, okay? And I'm gonna delete these lines just so it looks cleaner. But if it comes down to this area, okay? This is what we're watching. This is what we're waiting for, okay? I mean, look at that. You could see that it might even touch that 3350 area where you could catch 50 pips if it stays below this green line. I mean, again, I'm not trading the green line though. That's just a golden zone. A golden zone, I guess, if it breaks through, yeah. But you want to be careful because then that just means you're trying to catch every trade. Why are you trying to catch every trade? What are we doing? We're looking for a good analysis, a great analysis where we're catching that 200 or 100 plus 250 pips. Okay. That's what we need. I'm looking at over here, but the camera's right here. That's what we need, y'all. Okay. Like, that's what we need. Now, again, we're looking outlook, okay, for gold. All right. We're looking at these three areas. That's what I would like to see for the sell bias. Let me just send that out right quick. Need to like purchase this. And then we can just click it. Just send that one. Comes down like that. Boop, 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 boop. I follow him over here like. Just focus on those lines. But anyways, y'all, this is gonna be that sell bias right here. I'm gonna move this right quick. We're gonna send this into the chat. Dot. That's market idea. Send that out into the chat. Or we could even see that on the 4 hour. Oh, that would be it right here, where it just sweeps everybody. Because look how big this candle is. And then look, if we really, really want to trade these candles, if we want to trade candles, okay, like the most that I might even see gold just really break through is right here. Is right here. Okay. And then if it continues to break below that, then yeah, then I'm gonna start looking for sell bias. Okay. But right now, I want to see gold go up. I like that. Yep, yep. Right here, barely. Okay. So let me see. I'm gonna start looking at the chat because I know that I always miss the chat. But in this case, what was I gonna do? I'm looking in this area. Boom. Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna do. I was gonna send it out into the chat. Let me send this one out to the chat. I'm gonna delete this one. Well, I mean, I should have left the other one high key because that was the hour chart one. Not a good idea. Boop. All right. So it's in the chat. It's in the homeroom chat. That's where we're dropping. That's where I'm dropping it right now. Because I'm going back to obviously if you're not in the XAU USD chat and you need to get access to that, let us know. But besides that, this is what I like to see. This little point right here. Again, if it breaks through, we're looking for that sell bias. Now, let's turn our heads the other way around because again, these are market outlooks. I'm not giving you a trade. We'll find a trade. Again, like I told you on the beginning of the call, Joe, he's here now into the call. I had mentioned, we're gonna start trading to where we're really watching these quarter levels and trading off the quarter levels, not just entering a trade, and that's me because I was scalping. I've been scalping this like the whole time. Okay. That's me. All right. That's something I'm looking. Okay, is trade the way that.
Long distance and we don't have a strong foundation. And I'm not confident that it's going
You
to
have something to
work.
say, Joe? My fault. Was you
I
gonna,
don't see.
What happened?
was you gonna say something? You're unmuted. I didn't know if you was gonna talk.
Yeah, I was. I was gonna see if you could share the screen with me.
Here, you want to share your screen?
Yeah, kind of.
Go ahead. You should be able to now.
Let me see. Here, man. Is it gonna let me? I thought it was like an option you had to pick.
There you go. Now you can.
So you can see my screen?
No, you got to share it now.
How? That's what I'm saying.
You're on your
Let me
phone.
see. Yeah. Oh, okay. Hold up.
I forgot. I think you just got to tap the screen. Tap the screen, and then it should just like pop up.
All right, you can see mine now?
Yeah, now we can. Yep.
All right.
Oh, perfect.
Okay,
Perfect.
so look. So this is how I scalped Friday morning.
Move the camera. Move the zoom out of the way. Slide it to the right. Out of the way. All the way. All the way. There you go. Yep. Good.
All right, so this is how I scalped Friday morning. There was the buy off of the quarter level. That's very textbook that we already know. If you go down to 5 minute, when you're looking for this entry over here, look at that. I was able to see that and know that I was in the green. You know what I mean? You get in down here and then you put your trade to break even if you have to. It might take you out, but I mean, you got to be active in the session. If not, you're going to miss some. You're only going to hit a few, blah, blah, blah. Long story short, whatever. If you had the buy bias, that was the buy. Okay. Then it came up here. And, this isn't in trend. This is counter trend. But how you said you're scalping, I scalped last week too, and I was scalping point zero fives, point zero threes, and I made some good money last week. And this week is the breakout week for me. Okay, so what I did to get that one, that sale, I just went left, y'all. I went left a few weeks or whatever this is. Maybe this was last Sunday open, and this is when I looked left. When I looked right here, I seen okay. In the 30-minute, it touched and it dropped. It came over here, it touched and it dropped. That's what I'm noticing, right? So then when it came up here, this is that same price point. That's what I wanted. That's what I entered off of the 30-minute. And then Within 5 minutes, I knew I was good, but I saw it come down here close to this blue, and so I got out. I closed because, or when it was over here, I saw it drop. Oh, it came close to the red, the EMA. The reason why I got out is because sometimes, like how it did over here to the bottom, it bounces off of the red, right? So if you get in a sale up here like I did on Friday morning, I had to get out once it got to that red zone because I'm like, cool, that's TP1. How much was that? 65. Yeah, I probably got like 60 pips, close to 70 pips, I remember. So once it came right there, I was like, yeah, that's TP1. I'm cool. I'm happy. But then guess what? When it came down right here again, I got back in at 52 and I took TP at 57. I caught 50 pips again and I said, I'm good. And then it came back down towards the end of Friday around the close and I was like, that was the right move. Even though it went up another 30 pips and I could have, had that much a little bit more, I didn't want it. And then obviously we see the gap that took place. And you got to remember too, if it came right here, so you got to be patient, CJ. When you're trying to scalp the quarter levels, this is what you got to be patient for. This is what you got to start thinking of. You can't just enter without the correct bias. Right there. It's that simple. Either you scalp the top and you take an educated guess, meaning if you entered up here, then you want to have a tight stop loss to where 75 is invalidating your idea. So if you got in right here, risk the 20, 30 pips. Put a good lot size. If it hits, it hits. If it doesn't, then whatever. It was only a small loss. But that's the thing. You got to still have the mindset and think about the characteristics and how it behaves. If it came right here and fell off, broke stop loss again, eventually you don't want to keep burning your shit on one little tight TP thing. When you enter at these tops in a reversal situation, you only want to risk at most 50 pips, 60 pips, and try to split that into two trades, meaning you risk two 25 pip trades. You know what I mean? In these top areas because it was trending up. But if you are trying to scalp, this is what you guys need to be waiting for. When you guys seen it drop today, if you want to scalp, look at the retest to the demand zone right there. This is how you're going to do it. Once it came down here, look, on the 5 minute, once it came down here and closed, that's a scalp. And then it's about, okay, you see it's getting away, but now it's at the blue. So once it got to the blue, this is where you want to consider, okay, I'm taking a TP because it's a scalp. It could drop down. Like, look, it's fighting to drop down, but it could shoot up all the way back up right now because it's at that blue band. If it doesn't clearly close below it, then it's not necessarily a sell idea. But also, too, checking your 30 minutes. Look, this is something that I noticed last week. I'm like, oh, okay, when these 30 minutes close green, look, close green right here, and it went green trending up. Close green, went buys trending up. Close green, went buys because it's buying up, right? So none of these greens are like, if you got in right here, this invalidated you. So you need to toss the idea. And then if you got in right here, this invalidated you. And that's already 2 hours apart where it's like, you got to know what session you're trading for and what idea you're trying to catch if you're trying to force this buy. It could bounce off of this red EMA that it's at right now. So I see it dropping to 330, 50. You feel me? I see it dropping the extra 50 pips down. The problem is it could spike up, get people out, and then flash crash down here somewhere and then form structure way above. Or it could come hit this blue. That's why I wasn't, that's why I said I like your idea on the sell bias. Yeah. Because as of right now, it's trending into this, right? It's trending into the EMA. So we got to trust the sales. The only thing is, if you want a little scalp, 3350 is the place to do it at. Let it drop all the way right there, and then you try to get your scalp. Maybe it goes to easy 50, 30, 30, 60, 90 pips. You can start breaking it down like that. Because if you're risking a bigger lot, you don't need to hold it that much to make some, game-changing money.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, you know what I mean? This is what I see. So I see it coming into this trend line. So, trend line, quarter level, and EMA, everything's showing that, you could risk maybe 30 pips right here if you guys want. But the better way to do it is
if you go down to lower time frame and look, when you go down to lower time frame, like when it came over here, come on now, look how easy this is. You got to be watching it. You know, this is a different type of. If you're swinging, you know what I mean. This is you want to play it different. But right here, I'm gonna make this box zone so that way, I mean box big, so that way you could actually see instead of like a typical little zone. It broke. Look, where's this shit at? Where's my oh? Look, guys, breakers of structure right here. It dipped in, it broke out, stayed above, dipped in again the same way, broke down and bounced off, bro. That's why. Look at where the buy was. That's my confirmation. That's where I want to risk from. I'm not trying to risk right here necessarily, even though look, this would have gave you the best risk to reward. I want to see a little bit of confirmation before I get in. So I don't mind adding those 2 pips to my stop loss. You know what I mean, CJ? And this is how I've been able to scalp. Like, oh, okay, look, yeah. And then look, it comes above the red EMA, even on the 1 minute. And I'm like, oh, shoot, that could be a crossover. That could be where it goes in. And what did it do? It did cross over, but look how quick it crossed over and whatnot and came back into it. That's why I was scared of it. And I had to get out. I kept a tight TP. But waiting on that 1 minute for this.
All I need is 20 pips. Give me 20 pips, Joe.
Look, that's what I'm saying. Though, look right here, waiting on that 1 minute. You see it come out of this zone. You could even change your entry to the zone. You know what I mean? And you're good. It's just once it comes up here, it's like, you know, it's getting closer. It broke through the red. That's another confirmation for entries on longs.
These are all like at 10 a.m. too. That's perfect. Let's see.
And look, so where's price at? Look, it's at red, right? This is a tricky area. It's in the red. But look, if you were just bored and you're scalping right now and you're like, fuck, I see this. Oh, man, come on.
Had it.
Come back from Love Island USA. It's good news all round. Maya and Brian are exclusive. And my
Okay, so look.
This stuff was infested with dung beetles, but it has a great adventure.
Depending on if it breaks out right here, and it could come up here, dent to this blue, we could get a crossover, and you could get a buy. But if we're thinking, you know, sales or whatever, like how we said.
And we're going down. There.
Yeah. Once it closes underneath, you could get a retest, and it's gonna fall way further from this red EMA. It's gonna fall a lot further, like how it does over here. You see how it falls down from the EMA in this last sell trade I got in?
It retested and then shot down.
Yep. But look how it runs away from the red. That's what you want to see.
I like it.
And the idea is, though, when you get in on one of these, you know, be patient in the in-betweens, and both of the reds, be patient. You know what I mean? So that way you could get a better bias. But typically, whichever way this goes, once it comes up here, it should give you 30 pips, 20 pips, you know what I mean, pretty quick. But it's just like if you're trying to build the account, bro, like, unless you're gonna, like, you can't, when you're trying to build your account, like, let's say if you start taking $50 trades, that's what I've been taking more of, $45 to $38 trades, 0.04, 0.05, but like with tighter stop loss. If I'm risking 40, 50 bucks, last week it went good for me, right? But if I'm risking that, I have to be consistent with the strategy that I'm taking the trade on. Because if you're in a building phase, then you can't really try to risk the same lots on the same setups that don't have the same probability. If we're taking the same trade at the same risks, then yeah, that's fair if it's a nice setup. If you're forcing setups in there, then it's not gonna work. You're gonna have to get lucky. It's gonna be considered luck. You know what I mean? And like even I did scalp last week too. And I remember I got in right here when and look at this candle, this green candle that closed all the way down. What was it? 26 to 23. I remember it was like 4.8 pips I closed. And the next candle it shot up and it went against. So I wasn't wrong. It just wasn't a swing. But with that being said, I remember specifically being happy with 50 pips because it was at a point zero five, and I'm like, oh shit, like, I made a quick 40 bucks. What the heck? I'm gonna take that. Because also too, when was this? 1800, what was that? 6 o'clock on Thursday? I'm not supposed to be trading at that time. So if I get a move in these other sessions, then I'm quick to get out of the trade. I'm scalping because it's not my session. If it was 7 a.m. and I catch, like, let's say right here, and I missed a crazy entry, like, bro, from this candle all the way up was crazy, and I didn't even get in on that. So to miss that, if you get in that, and I seen right here, it was like, what, pre or nah, that's at least London. And going into 3, 4 a.m. in the morning, if you get in on those buys, then I would suggest, setting stop loss at a quarter level and go. Or if the quarter level is somewhere down here, whatever, if you get in on those, then I suggest, yeah, swinging it, take two positions, play both, you know what I mean, at a point zero three, point zero two. That's what I've been kind of comfortable at my swingings lately, instead of just doing straight point zero ones, point zero twos. And then I've been scalping the 50 pips for point zero five, and I'm having a lot more success, but being patient. I'm not trying to like get in on everything. I gotta wait. So like, even I'm waiting till tomorrow in the morning because I really don't like right now. Because it's like, yeah, I want to get in for a buy, but I feel like, damn, it could just dip so much lower into this and recover it before it actually buys up. And the only reason why I say that is because it's really far from this red line right now on the 4 hour. So yes, it can shoot up and blah blah blah, but I have just like a feeling that it's gonna break more structure and come down into here. You know what I mean? We even see a gap right here. I don't even trade this like this, but look at this gap right here. Look at that gap from that tip of that wick
I
from
marked that
this.
area. I marked that area. Look at the chat.
Okay, that's perfect. So
Yep.
like, look at
That's
that
crazy.
imbalance.
Good shit.
You know what I mean? So like, yeah, I think it'll sell off. Look, and that's the quarter level, 33.50. So yeah, I think it's at least coming here, and that's why I just wouldn't want a premature buy. So I'll wait. And like the same way, like I said on the smaller time frame, if it comes in here and plays and breaks structure, then I'm gonna enter at 51, 52, 53, and then carry it up 30, 50 pips, depending how I'm feeling, because that's gonna make me a winner. And then I'm gonna look for the next setup for the next break of structure and keep playing it. But that's how you need to be scalping. You need to, you still need to let confirmations come. And a scalp, if you lose two scalps at 60 pips or whatever, you got to be able to walk away and say, dang, it wasn't my day. But the thing is, with it not being your day doesn't mean a good setup can't come for gold. It's damn near around the clock, but you gotta be conscious and mindful of what you're doing. When I caught that trade on Thursday, I was content. I woke up at like 8:30 Friday and missed a crazy buy opportunity that I could have got, but then smacked a buy and a sale. Smacked a sale and a buy. So I made the same amount of pips as me just missing the 6 a.m. move that I should have been up at. But I slept in a little bit, and my mom, well, I really woke up at 8:30, and my mom left that day. But I went to the I went out to eat and I caught that trade, so I was happy. But that's all I got for you guys.
That was
I
fire.
just I just want you guys look.
I got 1 minute here. 1 minute left.
All
So
right, but look right here at the zone we put.
it already took off.
Yeah, but look at, you see how it bounced off of it and now it came to the blue?
Mm-hmm. It can sell off.
Now, if it breaks off, yeah, it could sell off. But now, if it breaks through how it is,
Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. I got 1 minute left. 59 seconds, brother. End the call. End it out, Joe. Show him a little splat.
I never found my official person, but somehow.
Send that into the chat too, bro.
nope,
No, in the XAU USD.
nope. Just kidding. Like you could get a scalp like this, and then you get a crossover on your EMAs.
You already know it's
But
your
all
boy
right, guys.
Suave Flex, your boy Joe AVB sweeping with the Splash Bros. Thank you for tuning in tonight. Much love to everybody. I hope everybody has a blessed night. You already know. Let's get it, man. Let's get it.
Let's get it.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
Get it.